Hey guys, this is my follow-up video to the CZ P10C, and after owning it for a couple of months now, the CZ P10C is a very good pistol. I'm just going to go ahead and be very frank and say that I think they beat Glock at their own game with this one. It's a CZ that is striker fired, non-hammer gun, so kind of outside the box for CZ. It's my thoughts that they perhaps made this pistol to attract consumers to their hammer fire guns. They purchased the P10C, realized, hey, they make a good pistol, and they try out the classic CZ75. I had a 75 before this one, loved it so much that I gave the P10C a try, so it could work both ways. But I'll go over some pros with you on the gun. First of all, what I've done to it, I put about 400 to 500 rounds through it, and I did change the trigger. It had a great factory trigger. This one is by HBI Industries, or HB Industries, HBI trigger, what have you, and I did wrap it in some rubber Talon Grips just to improve the feel of it. The stock texturing has this kind of pyramid type Glock Gen 4 texturing, which was good, but I've kind of been spoiled by some softer, more ergonomic hammer guns, and so I wrapped this one with the rubber grips, and I like it. Pros of the gun: it feels good in your hand. Like every CZ on the market, it really just fits the palm well. This area right here, your hand sinks into the gun. It rides over the top of the webbing of your hand, and you can really feel that when you're gripping it, and it gives it just a nice purchase on the gun, and it just feels good. It gives it a unique impulse recoil impulse rather, and I like the way this gun handles 9mm, and I like the way my hand feels like it sinks into the pistol instead of just being on the back end of it. This is a delightful gun to shoot. It's very accurate, you know, as far as a polymer striker fire goes, but it points well. It's got decent sights. Let's see if I can give you a sight picture there. These are the glowing sights. They're not tritium, but they do glow if they are charged with some ambient light. Then they will glow, you know, once you pull them out into a dark or go into a closet or whatever, you can see that. But they're not true night sights. But I do like that they are low profile. They are POA, POI sights. It does have the shelf for one-handed manipulations on the belt. The gun looks good. I'll give you kind of a close-up here if I can with my primitive camera technology here, but it is a nice pistol. Good finish. The finish hasn't worn or done anything funky to me, and I have been carrying it in two different types of holsters, one leather Kydex hybrid holster and then another Kydex Taco, but I'm gonna get rid of the Kydex Taco. It's not for me. It's a good gun, and like I said, they were aiming at Glock with this one, and I'll show you what I mean by that. The gun is clear. Watch here the way that this takes down. I'm going to pull the trigger. Does that look familiar to anybody? Maybe who owns a Glock? And the insides are not typical Glock. They're kind of beefy, actually. They're a little bit different, but it's a good design. It's very simplistic. Part of the trigger kit that I did when I changed the shoe also included changing the striker as well, and I'll show you that. This just goes down and pops off. Striker comes out, super easy. And this spring right here was changed with the trigger kit, and it's so simplistic, so easy to work on. This was the easiest trigger change that I've ever done, especially compared to an M&P. But then it goes back together, and you know, the rest of it is, you know, pretty simple. Check out this beefy barrel. How beefy that is. It's nice. And it's nice to mess this up on camera. There we go. It does have a captive recoil spring. And then voila, gun is back together. Just like a Glock. So obviously they're aiming, you know, right at Glock. They got them in their sights, and they did a good job. Forward slide serrations, won't get that on a Glock. They are nice. They have a lot of good bite. Cons are going to be whenever it's racked. The slide release is stiff. Now it's loosened up, and it is true ambi on both the mag release and the slide release, and so I can kind of take my fingers on both sides, and it's really easy to do. So just a little bit different manipulation. I've gotten used to it, but it has loosened up over time, and it's not really a problem. Mag release, same thing. It's a little stiff, but as the gun is broken in, so is the mag release, and it's never really been an issue for me, but it's something I hear people with P10Cs complain about. And so yeah, that is there. It is a little stiff, especially compared to some of my other guns, but I never have any problem getting it out. As far as the shape of the trigger guard here, it's very much Glock. P07 shares the same one, and they go in a lot of the same holsters. In fact, I've got a holster for my Sphinx that I carry this. I carried a P07 in because the trigger guards are so very similar, and that was really easy to do. So there's some versatility there, and they do advertise that it will fit most Glock holsters. If you're carrying with a hybrid Kydex holster, you know, with leather backing or synthetic backing, then this will probably fit your Glock holster. If it's a Kydex Taco where the fit is a little bit more precise, then, you know, it may not fit. You may have trouble with that. But overall, I'm going to give CZ, you know, a big thumbs up on this gun. I think they did a good job. I find myself carrying it more and more and grabbing it to carry. It's comfortable. Doesn't have a hammer or a beaver tail here like some of my other guns that dig into the old love handle. It is Glock 19 sized, but it is long in the slide. Let me show you what I mean. Here is the P01 CZ75 compact, and as you can see, when I line up the barrels here flush, that slide sticks out even more. I mean, even past the half-cocked hammer here of the P01. It's kind of long. You know, it's not really that big of a deal. When I carry it, I don't really notice that much. Being a polymer frame, it is lighter than this P01. But I thought I'd just show you there that the length is just a little bit on the long side. You know, if you put a Glock next to this, I think that hangs out a little bit more, and also the magazine goes down a little bit deeper. In fact, the grip size here is right in between a Glock 19 and a Glock 17. If you were to stack a 19 here and the P10C here and a 17 here, and then look at it from this angle, then you would see the 19 is boom, and then the P10C, and then the 17 Glock 17 is just right above that. So it's kind of right in between those in grip size, but it does have a 4-inch barrel. So this is you know, a carry striker fire polymer pistol, and they did a good job with it. I've enjoyed shooting it. It's very intuitive if you're used to Glocks or MMPs or have a Shield or an XD, XDM, then this gun's gonna feel very natural to you. You're gonna be able to go out and shoot proficiently with it because it shoots well and it competes with any of those that I aforementioned there. Yeah, good report. Cons only would be, hey, there's a little bit of stiffness here on some of those controls, but again, they have loosened up. That's pretty much it, guys. Just kind of wanted to give you a follow-up and say that this is a pistol that I have continued to carry and I have continued to like. In fact, I think I like it more now than I did when I bought it. As far as reliability, it's eaten every ammo that I've fed through it so far, including some Federal HST and Hornady critical defense carry ammo. Ate those no problem, so it does feed hollow points, and then it's been just shooting range ammo just fine. So all in all, a good report, and thanks for watching. See you guys.